Daily Broadside, day 672. I was reminded this morning when I left my parents' house at dark 30. I saw a dude in like a cat-eye Chevy Silverado, and he's got this big, huge, like clock-sized sticker in the back window of his truck. And it says, Mr. Zog's Sex Wax, right? Now, if you grew up how I grew up, you'd know that that was the only sex wax, or the only board wax you could use was sex wax. Anybody came up to you and said, hey, yeah, man, I just started surfing. I need some wax for my board to keep my grip on my board, you know, keep my top side up, right? And what do you recommend? Mr. Zog's Sex Wax is the only one there is, which really means nothing to anybody. It's just good marketing because it said sex in the name, and that was a big deal back then. But, and I'm pretty sure that those were, I think those shirts were banned. I remember pink ones. Everything was like neon colors, but like pink and like neon green shirts that said Mr. Zog's on the back. And none of these people were surfing, okay? So don't hear me wrong. None of us surfed. We're in the middle of North Carolina. We went to the beach maybe 3 times a year. Ain't none of us owning surfboards, nothing like that. But what happened? Everything I owned in middle school was surf material. Stussy, Rusty, Ocean Pacific, Gotcha, Quicksilver, Ron John, freaking Vans later on, you know, Hot Tuna, right? Like everything. My whole wardrobe was freaking surfwear. And I didn't surf till I was 19. I went to Hawaii to visit a buddy of mine for a week, and I surfed for the first time in the Pacific Ocean. Got on a surfboard proper, did what I did. I rode a couple waves. It's not that big a deal. I'd skateboarded for a long time, so it's not really a big jump to do one from the other. And I was like, you enjoy this? And he's like, yeah. This is great, man. We just come out here and we just like chill. I think for surfing, you've got to get into some headspace because the physical act of surfing, I was like, this is dumb. I said, we just paddled out like 4 miles into the middle of the Pacific and like waited for, oh, is that a good wave? No. We got to wait for another one. And you're like, all right, we'll paddle back. And we get like hanging out and you're like, how about this wave? You know? And like 97 waves later, we finally ride one, and you ride it for like less than a bull ride. It's like a 6-second enjoyment, you know? I don't get it. And I'll tell you this too. Rumor has it that people were using Mr. Zog's Sex Wax, let's say improperly, right? And I'm gonna tell you what, man, I don't know what y'all are doing in your personal lives, but if you're using paraffin wax or the like to improve the lubrication of your partner, you're doing it wrong. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it wrong, okay? She can usually make those materials by herself if you just push the right buttons, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't need paraffin wax to do what you're doing, but maybe that's just a wives' tale. I don't really know. But I come bearing gifts today because along the theme of surfing, you know how like as you age, your parents, like especially your mom, she brings crap back to your house, and you'll be sitting like, she'll come to visit and she'll have like a bag or a box, and you'll be like, what is this godforsaken box full of? And it's crap from your childhood that she doesn't want in her attic anymore, right? Well, I have today a sweatshirt. Now, if you notice, this sweatshirt is Baron, right? And it goes along with the whole surfing thing, right? We all had Swatch watches. I had a white one with no numbers on the face. It was just completely white. It was stupid. It had the little Swatch guard, little rubber Swatch guard. It was white. Like, it was just straight up white. You know how they black out a truck and they murder it, whatever? I don't know what the opposite of that, but that's what my Swatch watch was. And so I watched that. So we entered in, I want to say 7th grade, I take an art class, and they had a contest. Whoever gets to design the best design on a t-shirt gets it put on a t-shirt, and you win the contest, and then we'll sell them, and everybody will buy them, and we'll all be kumbaya and copacetic, right? Well, I won the contest. I designed a hang tin hand with a Swatch watch on it, and it was right in front of a couple big old eyeballs, right? Well, when I won the project, and then they announced that, oh, he won, right? And I was like, rock and roll, and I was like, this is kind of dumb. And so then they go to put it on a t-shirt, and they go to the screen printer, and they're like, we need to discuss putting this on the back of the t-shirt, because what I had done is I had created 2 eyeballs that were so much bigger than the hang 10 hand. Again, hang 10, I have no idea what that even means, right? I think it's a clock thing with positioning of a surfboard. I don't know, because again, I'm in the middle of North Carolina, went to the beach 2 to 3 times a year, never owned a surfboard. But they were like, these eyeballs are like really big, and hang 10 here. If we put this on the front of the shirt, it's going to kind of look like breasts, right? So they had to put it on the back of the shirt. And as evidenced by the tag, this is the front, right? And this is the winning design, right? All right, check this out. It says hang loose, not hang 10, but hang loose. And you see the clock there, and those are supposed to be eyeballs with eyebrows and a hand with a Swatch watch. And so they sold these. They were like, you know, $12 for a sweatshirt. And I'll tell you, if you want to guess how many they sold. What? Did you say 11? No, way less than that. They sold one. My mom bought that. That is the only existing one that won the contest. And why do moms buy crap like that? Because moms love you more than anybody else will ever love you on planet Earth. And my mom didn't even need to see what that was. If we'd have left the eyeballs on the front, she'd have still wore that. She wore that in public. Like, that was worn in public. Like, pre-Walmart, she would go to Food Line, which was then Food Town, and shop wearing that horrible, stupid-looking shirt. Hang 10, hang loose, hang from a tree. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should be doing when you're making crap like that. But that's the love of a mother right there. The fact that they would buy a sweatshirt, not only for the exorbitant price of like $12, which is way more than that should have been worth, but the fact that it didn't matter what had happened. She was just proud that her baby had won an art contest. Surfing. That's what we did in the 80s. You want to know what we did in the 80s? You ask anybody that grew up in the 80s. If you were in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, because I know it's different in some states, in the like 85 to 89 year range, you were a surfer and you didn't even know it.